This video is about famous Hollywood celebrities and people who passed away from 1st to 10th of April 2016 in the United States. Amber Rain, she was born in September 1984 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 31 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from an accidental overdose. Born Megan Run, Amber Rain was a prolific American adult actress who appeared in several hundred films during her career. She was known for her work in a variety of genres within the adult entertainment industry. Her career was marked by both success and controversy before her untimely death. Barbara Turner, she was born in July 1936 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 79 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Barbara Turner was an acclaimed American screenwriter and former actress, known for her deeply researched and character-driven biographical films. She earned an Emmy nomination for writing The War Between the Tates and was celebrated for her screenplays for films like Pollock and Georgia. The latter film, which starred her daughter Jennifer Jason Leigh, was a powerful and personal exploration of sibling rivalry. Bill Henderson, he was born in March 1926 and he died in April 2016. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Bill Henderson was a celebrated American jazz vocalist and character actor with a career spanning over 6 decades. He was a respected singer known for his smooth delivery, recording with jazz legends like Oscar Peterson. As an actor, he had memorable roles as the character Fats alongside Bill Cosby and as the grumpy ranch hand Ben Jessup in the film City Slickers. Carlo Mastrangelo, he was born in October 1937 and he died in April 2016. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Carlo Mastrangelo was an American doo-wop singer who was founding member of the iconic vocal group Dion and the Belmonts. As the group's bass baritone singer, his voice provided the crucial low-end harmony on major hits like A Teenager in Love and Where or When. He was a key figure in one of the most successful and influential groups of the early rock and roll era. Eric Bowersfeld, he was born in June 1922 and he died in April 2016. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Eric Bowersfeld was an American radio dramatist and voice actor who became an iconic part of science fiction history. He was the unforgettable voice of Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi, delivering the film's most famous line, "It's a trap." In the same film, he also voiced Jabba the Hutt's majordomo, Bill Fortuna, and later reprised his role as Akbar in The Force Awakens. Merle Haggard, he was born in April 1937 and he died in April 2016. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from double pneumonia. Merle Haggard was a legendary and immensely influential figure in country music and a primary architect of the Bakersfield sound. A gifted songwriter and a rugged vocalist, his music was deeply rooted in his own experiences with poverty, prison, and the lives of working-class Americans. He was a true iconoclast who recorded dozens of #1 hits and became one of the most respected artists in American music history. Arthur Anderson, he was born in August 1922 and he died in April 2016. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Arthur Anderson was an American actor with a career that began in the golden age of radio. He was best known as the original voice of Lucky the Leprechaun, the mischievous cartoon mascot for Lucky Charms cereal, a role he voiced for nearly 30 years. He was also a regular on the radio show Let's Pretend and had a long career in theater and television. Dennis Davis, he was born in August 1951 and he died in April 2016. His age was 64 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Dennis Davis was a highly respected and sought-after American session drummer. He was best known for his long and prolific collaboration with David Bowie, providing the powerful and inventive drumming on Bowie's Berlin trilogy of albums. and other key works like Station to Station He also toured and recorded with other music legends, including Stevie Wonder and Roy Ayers. Leon Haywood. He was born in February 1942 and he died in April 2016. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and a reason for his death was undisclosed. Leon Haywood was a veteran R&B and soul singer, songwriter and record producer. He was best known for his 1975 funk classic, I Wanna Do Something Freaky to You, which later became one of the most famously sampled tracks in hip-hop, notably by Dr. Dre. He also had other hits including Don't Push It, Don't Force It, and enjoyed a long career as a successful producer. Tony Conrad. He was born in March 1940 and he died in April 2016. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and a reason for his death was prostate cancer. Tony Conrad was a highly influential American avant-garde artist, filmmaker, and musician. He was a pioneer of music drone and minimalism. As a member of the Theater of Eternal Music alongside John Cale and LaMontagne Young in the 1960s. His experimental 1966 film The Flicker is considered a landmark of structural filmmaking, and his work profoundly influenced drone music and experimental art. Duane Claridge. He was born in April 1932 and he died in April 2016. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and a reason for his death were complications of esophageal cancer. Duane Claridge was a veteran and often controversial senior officer for the Central Intelligence Agency. He was a key figure in the Iran-Contra affair, the political scandal of the 1980s involving secret arms sales to Iran. He was indicted for his role but was later pardoned by President George H.W. Bush, and he remained a prominent voice in the intelligence community. Daisy Llewellyn. She was born in January 1980 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 36 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was bile duct cancer. Daisy Llewellyn was a charismatic television personality, author, and style expert. She was best known as one of the stars of the Bravo reality television series Blood, Sweat, and Heels, which followed the lives of several ambitious women in New York City. An editor for several magazines, including Essence, she was known for her vibrant personality and her accessible fashion advice. William Hamilton. He was born in July 1939 and he died in April 2016. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was a car accident. William Hamilton was a celebrated and prolific American cartoonist, best known for his long association with the New Yorker magazine. For over 50 years, his cartoons gently satirized the manners and anxieties of East Coast upper class with a distinctive, elegant drawing style. He was a keen and witty observer of high society, capturing its nuances with sophisticated humor. E. M. Nathanson. He was born in February 1928 and he died in April 2016. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. E. M. Nathanson was an American author who wrote the best-selling 1965 novel The Dirty Dozen. The book, about a group of convicted military criminals sent on a one-way mission during the Second World War, was inspired by a real-life story. The novel was adapted into a hugely successful and iconic 1967 film of the same name, becoming a classic of the war movie genre. Tom Coughlin. He was born in June 1949 and he died in April 2016. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Tom Coughlin was an American businessman who served as vice chairman of Walmart Stores Incorporation and confidant of founder Sam Walton. Coughlin began his career with the retailer in 1978 in the company's security division and eventually became vice president of loss prevention. He later became vice president of human resources from January 1998 to January 1999. He was executive vice president and chief operating officer of flagship Walmart Stores division. Maurice Beckham. He was born in June 1917 and he died in April 2016. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Maurice Beckham was an African-American man who spent nearly 38 years in Louisiana State Penitentiary, 14 of them in solitary confinement, for a 1958 shooting he maintained was in self-defense against Ku Klux Klan members. After his release in 1996, he became the symbol of resistance and a figure in the fight for criminal justice reform. His case highlighted the injustice of the Jim Crow-era South. Joe Freeman Britt. He was born in July 1935 and he died in April 2016. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Joe Freeman Britt was a district attorney from Robeson County, North Carolina, who gained a national reputation for his aggressive and highly successful prosecution of capital murderer cases. The Guinness Book of World Records once listed him as the deadliest prosecutor in America for the number of death sentences he secured. He was a formidable and controversial figure in the legal community. Pablo Lucio Vasquez. He was born in August 1977 and he died in April 2016. His age was 38 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was execution. Pablo Lucio Vasquez was an American man who was executed by the state of Texas for a 1998 murder. His case gained notoriety due to the brutal nature of the crime and his confession, in which he claimed to have been under the influence of drugs and heard voices. He was convicted of capital murder and spent over 15 years on death row before his execution. Due to the way he murdered his victim, Vasquez was called the Vampire Killer. Rick Bartow. He was born in December 1946 and he died in April 2016. His age was 69 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from congestive heart failure. Rick Bartow was a highly acclaimed Native American artist of weird heritage from Northern California. A Vietnam veteran, his powerful and expressive paintings, drawings, and sculptures often explored themes of transformation, trauma, and survival, blending personal and cultural mythology. His work is held in major museum collections, and he was a leading figure in contemporary Native American art. Ogden Mills Phipps. He was born in September 1940 and he died in April 2016. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Ogden Mills Phipps was a prominent American financier and a giant in the world of thoroughbred horse racing. He was a longtime chairman of the Jockey Club and was a highly successful owner and breeder of race horses, campaigning numerous champions. He was a member of one of America's most influential racing families and was a powerful advocate for the sport's integrity. Patricia Thompson. She was born in June 1926 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 89 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Patricia Thompson was an American philosopher and author of more than 20 books. She was one of two children of the poet Vladimir Mayakovsky, the other being Gleb Nikita Levinsky. The fact was kept a secret until 1991. Thompson became a professor of philosophy and women's studies at Lehman College in New York. She published a book describing her parents' love affair based on her mother's unpublished memoirs and their conversations. Clarence Clifton Young. He was born in November 1922 and he died in April 2016. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Clarence Clifton Young was a respected American politician and jurist from Nevada. He served as a Republican in the United States House of Representatives and later had a distinguished career on the Nevada Supreme Court, where he served as Chief Justice. His career was marked by a deep commitment to public service in all three branches of government. Richard S. Kemp. He was born in August 1934 and he died in April 2016. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a hip surgery. Major General Richard S. Kemp was a highly decorated officer in the United States Army. He served as a deputy commander of the United States Army Corps of Engineers, where he was a key leader in overseeing major civil and military engineering projects around the world. His career was dedicated to military service and national infrastructure development. Ward Crutchfield. He was born in December 1928 and he died in April 2016. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Ward Crutchfield was a long-serving and influential Democratic politician from Tennessee. He served for decades in the Tennessee Senate, where he was known as a skilled legislator and a powerful figure in state politics. He rose to the position of Senate Majority Leader and was a key player in shaping Tennessee's legislative agenda for many years. Henry Harpenting. He was born in January 1944 and he died in April 2016. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a stroke. Dr. Henry Harpenting was an American anthropologist and a distinguished professor at University of Utah, best known for his 2009 book, The 10,000-Year Explosion, co-authored with Georgie Cochran. Educated at Hamilton College and Harvard University, his career included faculty positions at Penn State and the University of New Mexico. He was a member of the National Academy of Sciences. Charles Hirsch. He was born in March 1937 and he died in April 2016. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. Charles S. Hirsch was a renowned American forensic pathologist who served as a chief medical examiner of New York City for over 2 decades. He oversaw the city's response to numerous mass casualty events, most notably the September 11th terrorist attacks, where he led the unprecedented and painstaking effort to identify the thousands of victims. He was a revered figure in forensic science. Joe Madison Crow. He was born in October 1913 and he died in April 2016. His age was 102 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. Joseph Madison Crow was a celebrated Native American historian, author, and the last traditional war chief of the Crow Nation. During the Second World War, he completed the 4 traditional deeds required to becoming a war chief, including touching an enemy without killing him and stealing an enemy's horse. He was a revered elder, a gifted storyteller, and a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. John Miller. He was born in December 1947 and he died in April 2016. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John Miller was an American journalist and politician, a Democrat. He was elected to the Senate of Virginia in 2007, won re-election twice by increasing majorities, and died during his final term. He represented the 1st District on the Virginian Peninsula, which comprised of the city of Williamsburg, part of the city of Suffolk, parts of York County, James City County, and the cities of Hampton and Newport News. Roman Gibbs. He was born in December 1925 and he died in April 2016. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Roman Gibbs was an American politician and jurist who served as the mayor of Detroit from 1970 to 1974, the last white mayor of the city to date. His tenure came during a period of significant racial and economic turmoil. After leaving the mayor's office, he had a long and distinguished career as a judge on the Michigan Court of Appeals. Robert Ginnan. He was born in March 1934 and he died in April 2016. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Robert Ginnan was an American painter who, despite living and working in Chicago, found his greatest fame in France. He was known for his realistic and empathetic portraits of the marginalized residents of Chicago's Uptown and Wicker Park neighborhoods. His work captured the gritty, melancholic soul of the city's bars, diners, and boarding houses, making him a celebrated painter of the people. Frank E. Denholm. He was born in November 1923 and he died in April 2016. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Frank E. Denholm was a Democratic politician from South Dakota who served 2 terms in the United States House of Representatives from 1971 to 1975. A former farmer and FBI agent, he was known as a populist who focused on agricultural issues and government accountability. He was a respected public servant who dedicated his life to the state of South Dakota. Wayne Southwick. He was born in February 1923 and he died in April 2016. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. Wayne O. Southwick was a pioneering orthopedic surgeon and a longtime professor at the Yale School of Medicine. He served as a chairman of Yale's Department of Orthopedics and Rehabilitation for 20 years, where he was a transformative leader and a revered mentor. He was known for his innovations in spinal surgery and his deep commitment to medical education. Herbert Theodore Milburn. He was born in May 1931 and he died in April 2016. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Herbert T. Milburn was a respected American jurist who served as a federal judge on the United States Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. Appointed by President Ronald Reagan, he served on the appellate court for over a decade. Prior to his appointment, he had a distinguished career as a trial judge in Tennessee. Nicholas Hood. He was born in June 1923 and he died in April 2016. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. Nicholas Hood Sr. was an influential clergyman, politician, and civil rights leader in Detroit. As the longtime pastor of the Plymouth United Church of Christ, he was a key figure in the city's civil rights movement. He was also one of the first African Americans to be elected to the Detroit City Council in the modern era, serving for nearly 3 decades. Louis Gladstone. He was born in May 1927 and he died in April 2016. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Louis Gladstone was an American politician from Connecticut. He served in the United States Navy aboard the USS Franklin D. Roosevelt during the Second World War. Gladstone served on the City Council of Bridgeport, first elected in 1955, serving as minority leader. He was elected to the State Senate in 1958. In the State Senate, he served on the Public Utilities Commission and Cities, Borough Roads and Bridges Committee. During his time in the State Senate, he also served a term as majority leader. Vladimir Kagan. He was born in August 1927 and he died in April 2016. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a heart attack. Vladimir Kagan was an influential and celebrated German-born American furniture designer. He was a key figure in the mid-century modern design movement, known for his sensual, curving, and sculptural furniture designs. His iconic serpentine sofa and other pieces became classics of the modern design, and he was inducted into the Interior Design Hall of Fame. Robert McCreight. He was born in July 1921 and he died in April 2016. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Robert McCreight was a distinguished medical lawyer and a leader in the legal profession. He was a longtime partner in the Sullivan and Cromwell law firm and served as the president of American Bar Association. He was also the chair of the McCreight Report, a landmark study that called for major reforms in legal education in the United States. Joel Kurtzman. He was born in June 1947 and he died in April 2016. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Joel Kurtzman was a respected economist, author, and consultant. He was the editor of the prestigious Harvard Business Review and was a senior fellow at the Wharton School. He was known for his work on global economic trends and for coining the term thought leadership in business. George Rudosovich. He was born in January 1928 and he died in April 2016. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. George Rudosovich was an American football defensive back who played for the Baltimore Colts. He played college football at the University of Pittsburgh, having previously attended Brentwood High School in Brentwood, Pennsylvania. He was a tough and reliable player from a legendary era of professional football. Mike Sandlock. He was born in October 1915 and he died in April 2016. His age was 100 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Mike Sandlock was a former Major League Baseball catcher and infielder. At the time of his death, he was the oldest living former Major League player. He was a member of the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Pittsburgh Pirates during the 1940s and 1950s and was known for his defensive versatility. Alex DeJesus. He was born in February 1983 and he died in April 2016. His age was 33 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was homicide. Alex DeJesus was a Puerto Rican professional boxer who also had a distinguished amateur career. As an amateur, he represented Puerto Rico in the 2004 Athens Olympics. He later compiled a solid professional record as a light welterweight, known for his skill and toughness in the ring. Archie Dees. He was born in February 1936 and he died in April 2016. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Archie Dees was a former professional basketball player who was a college superstar at Indiana University. He was a two-time Big Ten Player of the Year and a consensus All-American for the Hoosiers. He was the second overall pick in the 1958 NBA draft and played several seasons in the league for teams including the Cincinnati Royals. Murray Weir. He was born in December 1926 and he died in April 2016. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Murray Weir was a former professional basketball player who was the first ever NCAA basketball scoring champion. Nicknamed Rampaging Red, he was a prolific scorer of the University of Iowa, earning consensus All-American honors in 1948. He played professionally for the Tri-Cities Blackhawks and was a pioneer of the jump shot. Blackjack Mulligan. He was born in November 1942 and he died in April 2016. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Born Robert Wyndham, Blackjack Mulligan was a formidable and charismatic professional wrestler known for his rugged cowboy persona. He was a major star in the 1970s and 80s, famous for his menacing claw-hold finishing move and his tag team with Blackjack Lanza. The Blackjacks, who were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. He was a patriarch of a notable wrestling dynasty. Dick Albin. He was born in January 1929 and he died in April 2016. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Richard Dick Albin was a former professional football player who was a defensive back in the NFL for 9 seasons. A standout at Northwestern University, he was a first-round draft pick who became a 2-time Pro Bowl selection. He was a tough and skilled player for both the Washington Redskins and the Pittsburgh Steelers during the 1950s. Marjorie Peters. She was born in September 1918 and she died in April 2016. Her age was 97 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Marjorie Peters was a former professional baseball player in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. An infielder, she played for several teams during the league's final seasons. She was a dedicated athlete and a proud member of the league that inspired the film A League of Their Own. Will Smith. He was born in July 1981 and he died in April 2016. His age was 34 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was homicide. Will Smith was a former professional football player who was a star defensive end for the New Orleans Saints, a first-round draft pick from Ohio State. He became a leader on the Saints' defense, earning a Pro Bowl selection, and was a key member of the team that won Super Bowl. His life was tragically cut short when he was killed in a road rage incident. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.